We got the trucks off the roads starting at 5 o'clock. You stay off the roads as well. It's just incredibly dangerous. Could get really slick with the ice. And we've got 800 snow plows out there poised, ready to go. But we can't do that if cars are congesting or in the way. And I got to implore you, I know, here we go again. Let's get this right. You know, next up we'll have Rennell Higgins, Public Safety, talk a little bit about the roads and what we're doing, how we coordinate with our neighboring states. Bill Turner, what we do in terms of the timing and what we think is going to be phasing in over a period of time. I think it's really important that we got Sully here from Eversource, since his coordination with Garrett Euclidou is going to be so important. You got trees coming down on power wires. Don't touch the wires. They're charged up. Stay away from them. Eversource has got to be able to get there. They got to be able to show that the wire has been de-energized so that Garrett and his team can get the trees off and we can get your power turned back on. You know, on a personal note, I just want to make sure you take care of you know, maybe you've got a neighbor, maybe they have some special needs, maybe they're a little bit older, reach out to them, you know, remind them to power up your smartphone, power up your laptop, make sure you're charged because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But like I said, we're New England. We've been through this before. I think we know what to do. And this is just a reminder, keep yourself safe, stay off the roads, and let these guys get the job done. With that, I'd like to introduce to you, yet again, Garrett Euclidou, who's going to be one busy guy.
Thank you. Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Garrett Euclidou, Commissioner of Connecticut Department of Transportation. So with this major storm approaching, ConnDOT has been preparing for this. We had crews out actually last night and this morning for some quick snow that came through, but they got a little break and they're being called in now. We have about 650 plow trucks ready and repaired, ready to work, 900 drivers plus a couple hundred contractors that are ready to assist us throughout the course of the storm. We have fuel, salt, and materials all fully stocked and ready to go. So as the governor mentioned, this is a different storm than we had several weeks ago. This, instead of the light, fluffy snow that was much easier to clear for our plows, this is going to be wet, heavy snow that is going to take a long time for us to move through the storm and clear it from the roads. So we are asking people to be the safest place possible during this course of the storm, which is to stay home. If you absolutely have to travel, please be prepared. Pack your car with the essential supplies you need. I'm sure you'll hear that from the other speakers. But the most important thing is never try to pass or crowd one of the plow trucks. They have limited visibility. They go very slow, but they have to keep moving. So please don't crowd the plow truck. We've been coordinating with our neighboring states throughout the course of today to align decisions on potential travel bans, which is what you see at 5 o'clock with the commercial vehicle ban. It is important for those commercial vehicles to stay off the roads, to not be a hazard for the plow trucks and for themselves. And additionally, public transportation service is severely impacted. 2 o'clock today, all bus service in the state has been suspended. Train schedules are severely modified. Shoreline East and Hartford Line will be ending around 4 o'clock today, and there will not be any Shoreline East or Hartford Line service tomorrow. Metro North service will be on a significantly reduced schedule, probably about a train an hour, and that's largely to keep the tracks and interlockings and catenary system safe. We don't encourage anyone to be getting to the stations to use the service. If you need to check the conditions, you can check ctroads.org. That also has updates there. But again, I encourage everyone to please stay home throughout the course of tonight and tomorrow. It's going to take us much longer to clear the highways during this storm than we did during the previous storm, so we're just asking for your patience. And as the governor mentioned, if trees come down, which we do expect, our tree crews cannot go out to clear those trees until Eversource is out there to de-energize. And once that's done, then our tree crews can get out. But we can't go out during 50, 70 mile per hour winds, just as I know Eversource won't be able to either. So thank you.
Rennell.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronell Higgins, Commissioner of the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. You've heard it. This is going to be a big storm. The two divisions under DESK that are going to be front and center for this storm are the Connecticut State Police and the Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. You're going to hear from Director Turner shortly, but I just want to share with you that I have met with the Colonel and his team, and they have already met. The district commanders throughout the state of Connecticut for the Connecticut State Police have already met, so they have all the information necessary to coordinate through this storm. The snow patrol for the Connecticut State Police is in effect. That is when troopers that are assigned to administrative duties are now going to be on the road to add more capacity for the patrols that are already in existence. And lastly, I want to assure you that the Connecticut State Police has a representative that will be assigned to the state EOC 24/7 throughout the course of this storm. I just want to share with you that in order for the state police to continue to respond to emergencies, and there will be emergencies, we need you, the motoring public, to stay off the road. Stay off the road so that they can get to where they need to be. And as you've heard from the governor already, check on a neighbor. Check on that neighbor who may have some issues. Just be a good neighbor. Thank you. Director Turner.
Thank you, Commissioner. My name is Bill Turner. I'm the State Emergency Management Director. And you'll sense some common themes here, but this storm is certainly going to be a lot different. And I don't want to discount the fact that it is going to be a very dangerous storm. We're looking at a multi-hazard event. We're not only talking heavy, wet snow, but also the potential for coastal flooding and very high winds. It's been many years since the entire state was under, an entire Connecticut was under a blizzard warning like we're under now. The good thing is we're all prepared. We're all ready to tackle this. We have a dedicated team ready to go that'll be activated as of 5 p.m. here at the State Emergency Operations Center, working behind the scenes to coordinate any unmet needs or resource requests, help the town emergency management directors and emergency operations center with their planning, and make sure that we're all working as a cohesive team to get through this together. But we also need the public to do their part, as you've heard before. We need everyone to really start wrapping up their preparedness measures and begin to hunker down for this storm. We're understanding that between 6 and 8 o'clock tonight, it's going to start picking up, and then overnight, really between 2 and 4 in the morning into Monday morning, is going to be what the Weather Service is calling impossible travel, treacherous. It's not going to be good. So we can't emphasize the enough of staying home, staying off the roads, and being able to ride out this storm, making sure that you and your family have a kit and you're prepared, have an emergency plan in the event you lose power or the event that you need to ride this out for a couple days until you're able to dig out of the storm. This is also going to be a very heavy, wet snow, so we need to make sure that the public understands to be safe as they begin to clear out. Take breaks, stay hydrated, and use caution. If you're not feeling well, you should not be out shoveling. We all need to look out for each other, and we'll be able to get through this together by doing so. As mentioned, check on your neighbors, and we're going to be here ready to support with any of those unmet needs 24/7 until the storm clears. We also encourage the public to please stay informed through CT Alert or local emergency notification system. Sign up to get those alerts. If there are instructions that need to be communicated out, that would be the platform that we would use to share that information. Next up, I will invite our State Fire Marshal, Lori Volkert.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Governor, for the opportunity to speak today. I'm Lori Volkert, your State Fire Marshal, and my message is straightforward. When a major blizzard is approaching, fire safety must be part of your plan. Severe weather increases the risk of residential fires, carbon monoxide incidents, and heating-related emergencies. When temperatures drop and power outages occur, people turn to alternative heat sources. So we need to work hard to prevent these from turning into tragedies. First up, heating safety. If you're using space heaters, make sure and keep them 3 feet away from anything that could catch fire. Plug them directly into walls, and don't use extension cords or power strips to power them. And be sure to turn those space heaters off when you leave the room or go to sleep. If you're using a fireplace or wood stove, make sure you dispose of ashes appropriately in a metal container with a tight-fitting lid, and keep that container outside and away from your home. We've already seen a number of fires in the state this winter due to the improper disposal of ash. Make sure you're doing so safely. Next up, generators and carbon monoxide safety. If you lose power and need to run your generator, make sure you do so outside and keep it at least 20 feet away from your home. Never use it inside or in an enclosed porch. Do not plug your generator directly into your home unless you have a transfer switch that was installed by a licensed electrician. You don't want to backfeed into the grid and put the linemen at risk. Only use heavy-duty extension cords that are rated for outdoor use to plug appliances into your generators. And if you lose power, use flashlights or battery-operated lights to reduce your fire risk. If you do use candles, make sure they're not near anything that could catch fire and keep them out of reach of kids and pets. Make sure that you've got working smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms. If any of them are chirping, this is the time to change those batteries. Those batteries may keep them working if you lose power. Never use your stovetop to heat your home, and never use outside grills or propane heaters indoors. These could cause dangerous carbon monoxide buildup. Third, access and emergency response. Keep your furnace, heating, and dryer vents clear of snow. This will keep the carbon monoxide from building up in your home. Also, keep all of the exits from your home clear all the way out to the street or sidewalk. This will help you get out, and it will also help responders get to you safely if you have an emergency. Once we start clearing the snow tomorrow, keep it away from fire hydrants. If you have a hydrant in your neighborhood, take a few extra minutes to shovel 3 feet all the way around the hydrant, and that will help your firefighters out quite a bit. As everyone has said, check on your elderly neighbors and anyone who may need assistance. Community awareness can save lives. Throughout this storm, the State Fire Marshal's Office will continue to coordinate with local fire departments and emergency management officials across the state. For the most current fire safety information, you can follow Fire Safe CT on social media, and I encourage you to follow your local fire department and town government on social media for real-time, community-specific updates. Blizzards are dangerous, but most fire-related emergencies are preventable. So make a plan and prepare now. Heat your home safely, use your generator safely, and test your alarms. Let's make it through this storm safely together. Thank you. Next up, Steve.
Thanks, Laurie. Good afternoon. Steve Sullivan. I'm responsible for electric operations across Connecticut for Eversource. Like your weather forecasters, we've been tracking the storm for over a week. Yesterday, the models came into agreement, and unfortunately, they really came into agreement on a higher-end event. So we really do expect a long-duration, heavy snow, high-wind event. And those conditions are highly likely to bring numerous trees down onto our system and causing outages. So given all that background, we activated our emergency response plan today. This afternoon and overnight, all of our line workers will be available to respond. And today, we've brought in a very large contingent of external contractors with the intent that they will be able to work tomorrow. Now, travel conditions, as you've heard, are going to be very difficult. And as Commissioner Echolito pointed out, with these high winds, our crews really can't go 40, 50 feet up in the air into their buckets until those winds die down. So really, tonight and most of the day tomorrow, our focus will be on fire and police safety incidents, including blocked roads. That's where we'll be putting our efforts and our crews. And it really will be Tuesday before we're going to be starting to make significant progress on restoration. So even with this robust workforce that we've assembled, this is likely to be a multi-day restoration event. We understand how frustrating it is for our customers to go without power. Our line workers, electricians, and support staff, we live in Connecticut. We're going through the same experience as our customers, but we commit to working around the clock until every last customer is restored and restored safely. So with that, over to Lieutenant Governor.
Good afternoon. I feel like it wasn't that long ago when we were all together to get ready to prepare for a storm. But this storm that we are facing is going to be a lot worse. It's a blizzard. So there are going to be very high winds. It's going to be extremely cold. The governor has activated the cold weather protocols, and we're going to be looking at whiteout conditions and very, very heavy and wet snow. So please, please, please stay home. This is going to give our DOT crews the opportunity to do their jobs safely and efficiently. You've heard about the hundreds of plows and crews that will be out. Please let the DOT folks do their job. Prepare now. There's just another couple of hours before the snow starts getting difficult. So if you need food or medication, please go out and take care of that now so that you can shelter at home. If you have to travel, please slow down, avoid distractions, stay away from the plows. Also, please be a good neighbor. Check in on elderly or vulnerable neighbors that you have. It's going to be extremely cold out, so please help your neighbors, particularly elderly and vulnerable people, stay safe. Also, you can monitor the conditions of the roads and the weather by watching TV and listening to the radio. Please stay informed so that you can keep your family safe. If you know someone that needs shelter in this extremely cold weather, please contact 211 and they can help that person get assistance. The governor and I will be spending our time tonight and tomorrow being in close contact with our municipal leaders. Fortunately, most schools across the state will be closed. If you can work from home, please do that because it will help keep everyone safe. Tomorrow, I want to say thank you to all of our agency partners and our law enforcement partners. Together, we can get through this storm safely. Thank you all so much for coming, and we'll take on-topic questions.
Mr. Sullivan? Based on past practice, we understand that the utilities have a scale in which they evaluate or try to project losses. Can you give us a little bit more detail as to how this storm has been categorized and what are the expectations given wind and the heaviness of the snow for the extent of outages you might expect?
Yeah, so we do expect this to be a significant event. You know, obviously, assuming the forecast, the weather actualizes as is currently forecast, will be a significant event. And we have a tiered emergency response plan, and we're into our what we call our level 4. So at that, we would expect several 100,000 customers could be without power in a 2 to 6 day multi-day restoration event.
And how high do those tiers go? I can't recall.
Well, it starts at 5 and it goes to 1. We never want to have a 1. So.
How many personnel do you have? You said all linemen plus contractors?
Sure. So if you take our internal line workers plus all the contractors that we're bringing in, then we have a large number of service crews. These crews work on the last wire from the pole into your home, electricians that switch on our system, damage assessors, wire guards. Our field force will be well over 1,000 crews for this event. They and their support staffs work 16-hour shifts, and we stagger those shifts so that we always have crews around the clock and we're able to respond. And primarily, as I said at the very beginning, we're on those fire and police events, blocked roads. We work very closely with the state and the cities and towns. And then we transition into restoration, we work very closely with the state, the cities, and the towns on their critical facilities. So hospitals, police stations, fire stations, just working our way down that list. Then we transition to kind of more outages, I would call. And then we're very rigorous about following largest outage and just working our way down that list to the smallest outage. We found that's the fastest and most equitable way to restore all of our customers.
Thank you.
Governor, I assume you invited a representative from United Illuminating. Can you explain why they're not represented here?
They're coming.
I can touch on that.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, as part of our State Emergency Operations Center, as I mentioned, we'll go activate it at 5 p.m., so they'll have a representative here, Avangrid United Illuminating, starting at 5 p.m. And just to touch on what President Sullivan said from Eversource, we have a whole plan around energy restoration and prioritization. All the towns that have Eversource customers have a direct link, and it's called a municipal hub, into Eversource's system to be able to coordinate directly and put tickets in to begin to open up and get restoration and open up those roads. We have also a Make Safe protocol where we've all trained from looking at past incidents and lessons learned on how we're all going to work together to prioritize roads and get them open and get the power on as quickly as possible. But as mentioned, the winds, the factors here are going to make it very difficult. It's going to take time, and we just ask that everyone try to be as patient as possible as the crews are out there working to try to get the power back on. So.
Director Turner, could you talk a little bit more about the timing of this event, when things are starting, when they're intensifying, and when we're on the loose?
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be looking around between 6 and 8 tonight. It's going to start, the snow's going to start picking up, but really overnight, somewhere between 2 and 4 a.m. into mid to late morning, is going to really when it's going to be those treacherous, impossible travel conditions. But the winds and the snow won't really taper off until tomorrow afternoon or early evening. So it's really going to be a long duration event that we're going to be faced with here. But nonetheless, we have plans and procedures in place to be able to get through it and recover from it. So.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Euclid, do you have a sense, given Eversource said 2 to 6 days of the restoration process, how long it could take to even just get to the cleanup phase in terms of snow removal?
No, I mean, it depends on the actual conditions of the type of snow. Our crews won't go home until the job's done, so they're being called in now. They'll stay on duty until essentially, all the roads are passable, and then we'll move into, removal of snow. So first we clear and get it down to bare pavement, which, sounds like based on the forecast, it could go well into Monday evening to have that in some places, and then they'll switch to a snow removal phase. As we saw during the last storm, the shoulders, the medians, all need to be cleared to remove that snow. So.
Well, Connecticut State Police, if somebody gets in an accident, slides off the road, do they get pulled out?